Well, hello. So, you know this temporary little thing I put up to get some flow from the heating cooling unit? How long ago was that? Was that a year? Was that more than a year? I don't know. So, I really need to actually do this project. One of the main reasons, the two signs that I used are for sale, and well, I should at least get these down so they can go to Iola. And they've been storing my new filters. So, why have I delayed this project? I don't know. There's probably a couple reasons. One, I don't want to do it. Two, so I have this fan that's just a little bit too big. I have these fans, but they're kind of too heavy for this project. Now, should I go and measure this out and get a fan that I could just put on this lip? I probably should. Would it be easier? It would. Would it be cheaper? Depends on how much hardware I need to buy. Would it be faster? Hell yeah. Am I gonna do it? Yeah, we'll see by the end of this video. So, if anyone was looking for a stop sign, I have one for sale. And then, if you're really into signs, you're gonna love this slow sign with the embossed rim, which is also for sale. It was gonna go on the wall, actually right where the high water one is, but I found the high water one and it was like, well, we moved up here to get away from the flooding from that condo. So yeah. So why is the box fan too big? Well, it doesn't fit very nicely. So that's why I had to build, well, MacGyver, that sign sandwich to have that up here. Now this guy is a wonderful size for this, but it's just way too heavy. So that's what I'm kind of worried about. Actually, that worked quite well. Too bad the how you turn it on and off is way in here. But I'm thinking of building, and this is kind of flimsy sheet metal what they did, which they put some angle iron on this, but they didn't. So my thoughts were building an H brace or a box, and then going back here and fastening it to the wall so then it wouldn't tip forward, and then putting a hook here or some sort of hardware so I could put a fan there and then remove it, take it down. So we'll see. I have a whole bunch of scrap wood, and actually I have some nice wood too I could use. So it is 20.5 inches. 20.5 inches, okay. And then we have 20 inches. Now the fan, well, the space here is 16 by almost 20. If I push it out, it's 20. Well, what would you guys do? We're gonna take a break and see what comes up. Okay, so as you can maybe see, I have some of the offcuts from the museum project. I'm gonna see here if I can build a stand that's gonna work. Things I'm trying to consider is weight and blocking the things in the back and the weight on this. And how much hardware I'm going to have to use to connect everything. So I'll have to cut something down, maybe get something that looks a little bit better. Maybe cut this down here, make a little square, cut one of these down or both these down to make that fit. So, and then let's see here. If I put hardware right here, that actually doesn't look too bad. So I'll have to do a little cutting and then put some sort of hardware right there. Now if I really want to go with the air cannon, the problem is, if you can see, the battery or the plug goes back here, and right here is the controls. So this, well, would go a lot better, but it'd be harder to control, and the plug's really short. So what do you guys think? Should I do all this work? I was price shopping 16-inch fans, and boy, aren't they pricey. And I saw some with shutters that would be nice, but it had a big old unit that'd be back here, and it'd be heating, cooling that unit, which isn't really ideal. So yeah, well, I'm gonna grab a marking tool, and I'll be right back. I wonder how mad the neighbors are going to get if I cut this wood outside this late at night. We'll find out now, won't we? Okay, now I gotta get some hardware. And probably move the camera around. Now, I don't know if this is gonna be the best view for you guys, but hey, why not? So back here, that actually overhangs off the back. So if I need to mount it for it doesn't flip forward, I can. Got a brace here, up front where the fan is going to be mounted to. I'm going to do something simple. Boom, boom, and boom. Might seem a little silly. Might have to redo this. I'm going to have to check with the box fan here. Since I want the fan to kind of grab right there. Yeah. So, I'll be back. Now you guys will see a little gap here, but you won't see it when it's up there. And technically I could probably put this guy right here too. And then these here on the side. Now I'm going to try to use the 2-inch screws. Hopefully I don't screw this to the table. So. I probably need some washers or some screws with some bigger heads, but washers will do. And then now when I'm up there, I can just take a screwdriver, get that down wherever I need it. Now, can I get up there and get this up there? We will see. Well, I'll see you over there. Okay, let's see if this is gonna work. Well, how about that? Let me get this plugged in and this ladder moved, and well, apparently the end of my video didn't record, or I forgot to record it. So here we go. All nice. It actually doesn't need to be fixtured to the wall of the back of the unit. It's pretty steady there. I also did some wire management, so you don't see that cord running. And then I got a little smart plug right here, so I can either control it by app or a number, or a little button. That way I don't have the cord hanging down from the plug like I used to. I don't have to try to adjust when you're being short. So Thank you for watching this episode of Museum Maintenance, and we'll see you later. Bye.